Directed by Curtis Hanson, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle tells the story of Claire Bartel, played by Annabella Sciorra, a pregnant woman who accuses her OB/GYN of assault. When other women come forward, the doctor commits suicide, triggering a chain reaction. His wife, later introducing herself to Claire as Peyton, played by Rebecca De Mornay, suffers a miscarriage, loses her home, and blames Claire for the destruction of her life. Months later, Claire hires a seemingly perfect nanny. Peyton slowly infiltrates the family, manipulating the husband, terrorizing Claire, and attempting to steal the family she believes should have been hers. Her descent into revenge escalates into a psychological and physical nightmare that threatens to tear the Bartel family apart. Claire is a woman dealing with trauma while trying to hold her family together. Sciorra's performance captures the subtle shift from vulnerability to empowerment as she realizes her home has been invaded by a threat disguised as compassion. Her anxiety, self-doubt, and maternal instincts ground the film emotionally. Michael serves as the rational balance to Claire's heightened fears, but is also manipulated by Peyton's carefully constructed facade. His character embodies how easily trust can be exploited and how deception preys upon the well-intentioned. Now, if we look at our antagonist, we're talking about one of the most chilling antagonists of early 90s thrillers. Rebecca De Mornay's performance as Peyton is controlled, elegant, and terrifyingly calm. Unlike overtly violent villains, Peyton operates through charm, psychological manipulation, and infiltration. Her polite veneer hides profound grief, rage, and obsession. She weaponizes loss, seeing Claire as the architect of her suffering and therefore a target for destruction. Her character's power lies in her believability. She is not supernatural or exaggerated. She is a broken person whose pain mutates into something monstrous. The film's plot functions as a domestic thriller, heightened by psychological tension. It explores how trust within the household can be violated from the inside, and how kindness, such as hiring help or trusting a caretaker, can be twisted into vulnerability. The pacing is strong, with the threat escalating in small, disturbing increments, undermining Claire's credibility, gaslighting her, manipulating the daughter, seducing the husband's trust, removing those who get suspicious. Each act is a calculated step in Peyton's attempt to replace Claire entirely. Though the plot occasionally leans into melodrama, its structure is tight and emotionally resonant. The script balances domestic normalcy with escalating dread. Dialogue often contains double meanings, especially from Peyton, whose seemingly caring statements carry sinister undertones upon rewatch. While some lines reflect the thriller cliches of the era, the writing excels at building tension through subtle interpersonal dynamics and psychological power plays. As for performances, De Mornay stands out with a chilling, iconic performance. Her ability to shift from nurturing nanny to silent predator gives the film its backbone. Then we have Annabella Sciorra, effectively capturing Claire's fear and trauma. Ernie Hudson, as the mentally disabled handyman Solomon, adds warmth and humanity while becoming a tragic casualty of Peyton's manipulation. Julianne Moore, in an early role, brings sharp energy as Claire's friend Marlene. The cast's chemistry and emotional authenticity elevate the film beyond standard thriller fare. The dialogue reinforces the themes of trust and deception. Peyton's soothing tone, contrasted with Claire's increasing distress, creates a psychological push-pull that drives the narrative. The emotional impact is rooted in the fear of losing control over one's home, children, and sanity. At its core, the film is a study of how loss can warp human behavior. Claire's trauma from being assaulted leaves her anxious and hypervigilant. Peyton's compounded losses, husband, child, wealth, identity, completely destabilize her moral compass. Instead of seeking healing, Peyton redirects her anguish outward. Her grief metastasizes into revenge, obsession, and delusion. The film depicts loss as a crossroads. Some find resilience, others collapse into madness. Cinematically, Peyton represents the shadow version of Claire, the woman who loses everything and decides to take someone else's life in its place. So what's our final verdict? The Hand That Rocks the Cradle remains a gripping psychological thriller, with standout performances and a timeless sense of domestic dread. Its portrayal of trust, trauma, and the fragility of family stability still resonates today. Rebecca de Mornay delivers one of the genre's most unforgettable villains, while the film's tension, pacing, and emotional depth ensure its longevity. A chilling and tightly constructed thriller that explores the darkest corners of grief, manipulation, and human vulnerability. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.